So Jeff had a hot take. School shootings seem to take place in the suburbs and in rural areas as opposed to inner cities. Thoughts on the amount of gun violence, though the amount of gun violence on the street seems to be higher in the urban areas.
Gun violence.
Because niggas have sense. Niggas are not out here trying to harm children and women and innocent people. They got beef with a specific
Their
nigga.
target's very
so
clear.
it's very clear cut. Like I want this nigga to die.
So in the terms of a murderer's mind, even though no murder is good, let's just preface it with that. Is there definitely a higher code of conduct in terms of black murder?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. There definitely are black people that have, committed atrocities towards innocent people. But I feel like white people just do it a little bit more.
It's definitely escalated.
Like, it's escalated. Like, if you think about it, even like back in the day, like, bro, you know how they treated, black people, like, when they started integrating the schools and shit. All that bullshit. And guess what? Even still, going forward, decades, ain't no black people ever shot up no fucking school, bro.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
The amount of shit that we go through, like, to get an education, like
the amount of the
trauma, the torture, like, like, still ain't nobody ever get shot up.
But we
went in their neighborhood and shot their shit up. But it's because it's specific. It's
We
specific.
just we don't see it that way. Yeah, it's like picking random victims. Like we don't get any joy out of that in the same way. Like it's not. It's just different. Like it's like we're some of the most forgiving people ever. Like all the shit that's happened to black people in America. We're too forgiving.
Way too forgiving.
We just don't perceive the world. Like they're so fed up and like they're so victimized in their mind that they're willing to take random victims and they think that's a good justification for how the world has done them or whatever the case. That mental space is like it blows my mind. I can't.
And this is obviously in response to the Texas elementary school shooting where it was 18 killed.
Crazy, man.
He was a Hispanic guy though.
Yeah.
Which is actually kind of surprising.
Right.
Even that black dude surprised me with the New York.
Well, they were in Texas though, so.
Yeah.
Which is close.
Majority.
The school was 92%.
The only black
Latino,
shooter that surprised me was the sniper, the gas station.
DC sniper.
The DC sniper.
Yeah.
That was the only one.
He had island roots, man.
He was picking targets, though.
I was about to say,
he was.
He was on some Mad Max shit.
kind of random, but he was okay. So he was picking.
He had a structure.
Well, he had a one target in mind. He was going to kill his wife, I believe. As my understanding, he was going to kill his ex-wife.
He was practicing.
Right, and he was trying to kill other people to make it look like she was a string of random murders. She was the last one, but he didn't get that far. He didn't get to kill her.
He fully thought it out.
So that's why I'm like, that's one thing. That was a whole plan. This guy just went in there just shooting, like it was killing kids, man. Like I'm like,
that's my thing. Like, and I don't want to like seem like like it's both bad, but like if you were so bullied, which was a lie.
Right. That was a lie. And I hate that they keep bringing it up. Who gives a fuck if you're a bully? Kill yourself.
Exactly.
Well, throw the ones, bro.
Why did you go to your high school or to the people that killed, like to the people that bullied you?
Like to go
shoot up children? What did a 6-year-old do to you?
That's what I'm saying.
What did a 6-year-old do to you?
Yeah, that's my thing. That's exactly right.
So it's just like, no, like now, of course, like, no, I don't want you to go to high school and do this either. No. But it's a simple fact. Like, these people specifically did nothing to you. Like, and then it wasn't until I saw that the guy that knew him, that grew up with him, he was just like, I just want to make the record clear. Like, this guy was not bullied.
Yeah,
he was the bully, but his bullying tactics wouldn't work.
Right.
And he would get infuriated with that, and then he would react. And then he also used to kill small animals.
That's usually a tell for
that's always a tell for serial killers.
Yeah, like definitely a sociopath. But I definitely think mental health is definitely a factor in some of these stuff. But they need to stop using this as an excuse.
What do you think the solution is for school shootings?
I think mental health is a big part. I
think all these kids need to be in therapy.
Well, I saw.
No, I'm talking about prevention, not
prevention.
Obviously, they don't need therapy.
Security, but
assault rifles. I'm sorry. Need to be like
they need
security, like real security. Like my school, we had actual cops. We had actual RPD.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At our school.
I'm actually
because I hate the fact of like
you in Southeast too? That's right, you did say that.
Yeah, I hate the idea of like policing the world more, but at the same time, when it comes to schools and shit like that. When it comes to schools and shit like that, I'm just like, it could benefit from having armed security guards.
For sure.
You know, because at least you would feel safe if somebody starts going ham.
Because we had people bring guns to school on multiple occasions.
Because it took a while for the...
I'm on the fence about that.
Oh, really?
Having armed security guards?
Well, okay, here's the thing. That's what the inner city schools think. Inner city schools have been institutionalized, militarized, whatever, with metal detectors, all this stuff, with police officers.
The inner city schools.
All that ever does is just make them shake down and arrest black kids. That's all.
That's true.
Because why don't they have those? They're doing this stuff at white schools, so why don't you have those same precautions at white schools?
When like in the reality,
and they have like way more, access. They probably have way more access to shit because these motherfuckers collect guns.
And I'm
Right,
like,
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? They've been shooting since they
all
was
you gotta
4.
do is steal them from your parents'
like
house.
the
Literally.
kid that came in with the Glock in the inner city school, he came with that Glock. He had one target in mind,
Right.
And he was a very specific
And,
person.
at
that person knows who
but
it is.
then
that
at the
has it in
same
mind.
time, it might not even be for a specific person. It might be for the people that he has to walk past going
Sure.
home.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's literally
it
for
might not. It might not
protection.
even be in the. It might not even be for a student.
Right.
It might just be so he can make
It's
it
the
home safe.
protection.
Yeah,
Literally.
exactly.
It
And
just
I-
reminds me of that scene on Hardball where that little fat boy had to go like run to his house and they jumped him and
Oh
shit.
yeah. I
Like,
remember.
damn.
They jumped him for his book bag.
Right.
Yeah. But I remember seeing videos of the shooting, and a lot of parents
never
were
got
on
to see the
TikTok.
video.
I didn't see like some of the like stuff happening, but
Yeah.
a lot of parents apparently on TikTok was watching a video about it, and they were saying a lot of parents were complaining that the police were doing nothing. Because
Yeah.
in the news, they're saying the
Yeah.
police did something, they got there and they went in.
Yeah,
And all
I
that.
heard
Yeah, they
about
had
that.
That's not
A
what
lot
happened.
of parents
They had
have
armed
video
police.
footage
Of the police just standing there.
standing outside, and if the parents tried to go in, they tried to stop
They
the
were
stopped
trying
him.
to
They
tase-
Right.
tackled.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they-
they tackled and tased one
and tased
man
the
that was
parent.
trying to go in.
Yep.
And I did hear one woman said that the police literally said that they didn't do anything because they thought that they were going to get targeted or shot.
They were trying to.
That is
secure a
literally
perimeter more than they were
your
trying to get in.
job. Like
you-
you're armed as well, like to the
pussy.
T.
Yeah. So how does that
Pussy.
fit with the argument that they say, where it's just like, in order to stop people with guns, you need more guns?
You
well,
don't.
police, but you have guns though.
And you were choosing. And
And
you wouldn't go in
you
there.
were scared to go in there with guns.
It's
so,
the good guy with a concept, good guy with a gun concept,
So
which
the-
doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
And I
And
hate
a
the whole-
bunch of cops were scared of one person.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't-
if it's
That's
crazy
more
that
guns
if the
against
protocol's
one.
not run in there and do your best to gun this person down, it's not your MO. What are you a cop for?
Right.
Yes.
Like what the fuck?
Right,
You
right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
You called the people that you apparently need to help or
They're
stop this
supposed to
shit.
be there to
Go in
protect
there,
you.
Kick
Right.
the door down.
And I just
bust
gotta
shot.
stay outside hanging with you while my
Yeah.
child possibly gets killed. And so, like,
agree.
that makes no sense to me.
They
That's-
should have breached that immediately.
There was of course, there was the conspiracy part of me where it was just like, damn, this is sounding just like when the riots were happening and there were just bricks everywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
it was
my
just
thing
like-
Right?
like-
yeah, pallets of bricks.
yeah. I
So,
was just
like-
like, are you standing out here for a reason?
Right.
Like, this
right,
wasn't
right.
a death squad that entered the
To
school.
let it happen.
This wasn't like a group of like Navy SEALs.
This is one
trained.
child.
This is one guy. He was in there for over an hour.
Yeah. Was that
What
was
does that
What?
make sense?
Was he
over
the-
an hour, dude, before anyone killed. Yeah, that
was
was
he
over
the
an hour.
one that I can't remember if it was him or the Buffalo shooter that had like crashed their car?
That was him. It was this
That
guy.
was him.
It was this guy.
Crashed
yeah.
his car, hopped out, police
Walked
seen
over,
him,
jumped
walked
the fence.
over.
Yep, walked over, jumped
You
the
mean
fence.
to tell me y'all followed this man?
Police
He
chased him, that's
crashed
why he
his
crashed the car.
You chased him.
Yep.
Did not fire at all and allow him to go into school for an hour and kill people.
See, the
That's
word there,
setup.
allow.
Like y'all, I feel like this
Allow.
was like, I
Yeah,
don't know.
right.
That's
right.
why I'm just like,
Is my understanding like, okay, so classrooms are kind of like conjoined, like hotel rooms are kind of like there's like a door between them,
Yep.
right?
Yeah,
My understanding
yeah.
is he got access into one of the classrooms, locked
from a
himself
side
in.
door.
Yep, locked himself in the classroom, to the conjoining classrooms in which the kids couldn't escape, and then proceeded to just have his way with a class of kids. Which is why he caught
Something
19
smell
bodies.
funky.
He caught 19 bodies, but he shot. I mean, like I don't know
More
how many
people,
right?
though,
Because
yeah.
you didn't kill everybody.
Yeah.
Like, so like it's like how long does it take y'all to breach and like throw some tear gas grenades? I don't know. I don't
Right,
know.
yeah.
How
Something.
SWAT teams
Right.
work.
Something.
Like yeah, like you said, this guy's like
And it's just so funny.
You're the
how
police,
The police
goddammit.
pull out all the stops
Right.
when there's some sort of black protest, and
they
there's-
bring out the fucking tanks.
They bring the
Shit.
horses that literally the cavalry comes
Yeah.
out.
That's
what I'm
They
saying.
be the
Fucking
horses
Saving
be
Private
outside.
Ryan in this
yeah, but when there's a white shooter, where the fuck is the
Or-
horse
or
at?
just
You know
not
what I'm
black.
saying?
Or
Yeah,
just
or
not
just
black. Yeah,
or
yeah.
just a shooter. Y'all turn pussy all of a sudden.
right.
all of
Right.
a sudden.
Yeah, like
And,
it's
like,
I don't
crazy.
know, man.
I feel like there's
honestly,
two subtle
we
things.
need better gun laws at the end of the day.
That's
Yeah.
one.
Like,
So,
100%.
So that's another
That's
thing too, and that
100%, bro.
that what kind of drives me crazy is like anytime something like this happens, I think it's a balance of both. The
Yeah,
left,
yeah.
the Democrats, they are only focused on gun control.
Yeah.
And I am a gun owner.
Yeah.
And a proud Second Amendment owner.
And
But I
also
do
not an
also-
insane person, too.
Yeah, but I also think it's a little too easy to get a goddamn
Bro, I
gun.
watched
Yeah.
the video.
Way too easy.
I
Like,
watched the video on how they do in Switzerland. I forgot. It was like to the Today Show or something like that.
Yeah.
But in Switzerland, they're ranked number 19. I looked at the chart. They're ranked number 19 for like amount of civilians that own a gun per 100 people. So like per 100 people, like 27 something civilians own a gun over there. Here it's like per 100 people, it's like 120 guns.
It's 120. Yeah,
It's 120
Yeah.
guns per 100 people.
for 100
here.
people. Yeah.
And there it's like 27. But they're one of the largest companies, gun ownership companies, and they've had 0 mass shootings since 2001. They've only had
that's
one
an
ever
American
in their
thing.
fucking. Only
Country
one
history.
in their country history, and that was in 2001. They haven't had any. They have fucking gun rallies or shit where they shoot, like where they have people that are drinking with beer and they're having guns and they have fun. They got kids out there shooting, everybody shooting. Like we don't respect the shit the same way here, and there's just not certain kind of laws that like protect against people getting it. That video I put in the chat.
Yeah. Where the little boy, the 13-year-old bought the gun.
13-year-old bought a gun.
Yeah, there's a
it's easier to get a gun than it is that you can't buy cigarettes, you can't buy a drink,
cigarettes,
you can't buy a lottery
couldn't buy
ticket.
anything. And like I'm all for owning guns. You know, I'm all.
Yeah,
for
I'm
that.
not
I came from, man,
anti-gun.
my
Yeah.
family's country as hell, man. I
Yeah,
came from gun
all
owning,
for owning
like
guns,
hunting
bro.
family. I totally get it, man.
But it should not be that easy, bro. We've always said it, but it's like, come on,
too
man.
easy.
It's too
Yeah,
easy.
it's something
bro.
that should be respected. Like
I think
guns, like, it should be something
assault rifles should be up to 25.
Yes.
Assault rifle because
You shouldn't be
you
able
can
to
get
go.
I can get an assault rifle before a handgun.
Yeah,
This is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even. I mean, I personally don't understand why you should be
You
able to
need
get
an
an assault
AR.
rifle.
What do you need an
I think,
AR-15 for?
I think. Okay, here's my thing. I
It's
think
for
you
fun,
should be able
for
to go.
sport.
It is.
Yeah,
well, then
people
I
have
think
fun
you
with
should
it.
be able to go to a range for a reasonable price and shoot whatever the fuck you want to shoot.
Absolutely.
Like,
do you need
have
to
machine?
own
Let
it?
them
Or-
let you shoot
or
machine
you
guns.
could
for
just go
God's
to the
sakes.
shooting range.
They should let us shoot more
Like
machine guns
you
at
can't.
gun ranges.
Here's
for
like
sure.
I was discussing this the other day with my friend.
It's hard to get
So the
automatic
purpose of a
license.
hunting rifle, of a barreled rifle, right? It has a spiral inside the barrel so that the bullet spins. It passes through the target, creates the least amount of damage while killing it.
Right.
So
right.
that means your carcass is pretty. You have lots of meat. It's not mangled.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Assault rifles built to hunt human beings. Okay,
Right,
they don't give a
right.
fuck what your body looks like when it's
Yeah,
done.
the
It's actually
purpose-
horrible. They're unrecognizable.
Right, yeah. The
And so,
purpose
like-
is to make contact and explode on
And
contact.
do the most damage.
Right,
And so it's
right.
like if you like AR victims, when you see these dudes like in the Middle East stuff, it's like it's like a bullet hole. It's like a quarter, right? You have a quarter size
back.
hole. The back is like
Completely, yeah.
So it's like it's meant to destroy you. It's not meant for. Like, there's no hunting purpose for an AR. If you shoot
No,
a deer
there's
with an
not.
AR, you damage the meat.
Yeah, you can't even
damage
eat
the
it.
carcass.
Yeah.
So please tell me what your purpose is.
Yeah, I
and
saw-
that's why I'm like, I can't. Like, I come from a hunting family. You do not shoot at a deer with that high-powered rifle.
Right,
There's no
yeah.
purpose for it. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, what are you protecting your house? Okay, you're gonna shoot through 6 walls. Like,
Yeah.
that's not
Yeah.
home protection. That's why you get a shotgun for house protection. That's why you
Right,
get,
right.
These things make sense. It's like
Shotgun,
you don't,
handgun,
Yeah,
yeah.
you don't need to pass through
Be
6
Rambo.
walls in your like. If you have an AR in your apartment, okay, go ahead, shoot at that intruder. Like, bet you got your neighbor.
Yeah,
Like,
for
Yeah.
sure.
It
And then
it
now
passes
you're
through
going to
mad
jail.
walls. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you have ballistic rounds, dude. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's
so I'm
true.
like,
Yeah, I saw a poll that said like countries like Mexico and Australia, I believe, and others, they had like this year they had like 5, 6, maybe up to 10 mass shootings.
Yep.
And America is at number 1 with a mere
200.
280.
something,
Yeah,
yeah.
280
Yeah.
something.
With
Yeah.
the mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just this year.
And-
5
and
months in, bro.
To define mass shooting, I think it's like a shooting where 4 people have been killed, 4 or more people have been killed.
4 in one
Yeah, in the
moment?
same
Okay.
sitting, the same area, you know what I'm saying, without the person who's doing the killing being killed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not
Gotcha.
including them.
Right.
I'm saying once
Yeah.
you get to 4 or more in the same
So
area,
once you catch
same
4
time.
bodies. Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I know I haven't heard 200 stories, but that makes sense, though.
Yes.
Yeah, because not all of them are reported.
Yeah.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
all of them are
Right,
reported,
right,
but
right,
yeah,
right.
anything over
Yeah.
4 makes
They
sense.
just had a gun threat in Wake County schools. Several schools. I was talking to one
yeah.
of
they had
my,
a couple bomb threats got called. I
Yeah.
remember,
After
bomb
the
threats
Texas
and
thing.
bomb threats and you know what I'm saying, kids telling one kid they're gonna shoot up at school,
See?
then it spreads around.
See, I
like,
ain't gonna hold you. I was eyeing a kid in Walmart the other day because he was just roaming the gun section just by
Oh,
himself, and I was
oh,
like,
yeah.
see, this nigga look a little
It just
suspicious,
looks
bro.
And he can get it. Yeah.
Bro, I remember one time in Pennsylvania when bomb threats became a thing.
Yeah.
This kid he called it a bomb threat. He's like, yeah, we ain't going to school tomorrow. Watch this. Call one day, and we did not go to school the next day.
Oh shit.
They called
and
him.
it worked.
Got in big trouble, too.
Yeah.
Police ran down on his house and everything.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
he
they
was
don't
just
play
being a
around with that.
He was being an asshole. Like,
That
he
man's
ain't
called from like his house phone or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, you should have called from a goddamn payphone.
Damn.
Idiot. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would-
FBI watch list for life.
right, bro.
Right,
You're
right.
never leaving the list, bro. Like,
Right.
idiot.
over a joke.
Over a joke.
Yeah,
over
because
no
the
school.
thing, the thing with the guns, like the gun laws, like the thing I don't, it's like I could see from 2 different point of views, but at the same time, one of them just doesn't seem to make sense. Where it's like, people will say like who are pro guns, like really pro guns, they'll say things like, in order to stop this gun violence, we need like more guns. That's why teachers need to, have guns.
For
and
sure,
all that
right,
stuff,
for
you know?
sure. Right. I do believe every citizen should have a gun.
I think so.
Yeah,
Too.
you should have a gun.
Well,
I think every
like the Wild West
should be able,
concept.
should be able to have a gun.
And then,
Should be able
but
to have a
those
gun,
same
for
people
sure.
will say
that passes the test.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
See,
Should
but
be
that's
able
where I
to.
was going because I was
Right.
like, those same people will say it's not the gun, it's the person. You know,
Right.
why are we
Guns
trying
don't
to do?
kill
Yeah.
people, people
But then
kill
my
people.
thing is, okay, 200 and something shootings. Okay, so if the majority of Americans clearly are fucking insane, then why are guns so easy to get? Then like one negates the other. You're saying it's the people, not the guns. But okay, but the people are insane, and can get guns. So
Right, yeah.
So that's why I'm like,
two things need to happen.
yeah, because to me that's like
Yeah.
saying like, okay, a house is on fire, and it's like, oh, you know what we need to put out this house? A flamethrower.
Shoot that shit.
Right,
But
yeah.
like, if it's like, okay, so the only problem with the everybody has a gun concept is that like one, every shooting becomes a shootout.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So every
True.
time somebody pulls a gun anywhere, 12 people pull
And it
guns,
could probably be
and
for
they, like,
small-
everybody becomes the
for-
savior, and
yeah.
now there's just bullets flying over food line, like
And maybe
like
not even
shootout.
over big things.
Shootout, and
Yeah.
like not everybody got good aim.
But you
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what?
that's another thing, too.
That thing I was watching, the Switzerland dude made a really good point because he was like the dude who was there doing the interview was like touching a gun, and he was like, "Don't touch that, don't touch that." And then he asked him about ownership and shit, and he was like, "Well, if Americans like citizens can't follow simple rules like no shoes, no shirt, no service,
Or wear
you
a
can't
mask.
if you can't follow simple rules, why do you deserve a gun?
Yeah.
Like if you show that you can't follow just the basic ass regular societal rules." Then what makes you think you are smart enough to own and operate a gun?
How many Americans were like, you have to wear a mask to come in here? What? That's my constitutional. I'm not wearing a mask.
Oh yeah,
Right.
for sure.
Yeah, that's
So
how they
there
feel
will
about
be
guns.
people who refuse.
Yep.
Yeah.
And again, I'm for this shit. I plan on having a few. My dumb ass bought ammo before I bought a
Yeah,
gun.
I'm totally good.
Right.
But it's
I forgot about that.
intention.
I don't
It's
think
not
I'm
the guns.
sec- I don't
It
think
is
I'm pro
intention.
Second Amendment per se, but like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm pro gun. Like I like guns.
Yeah.
Guns are fun
I
as
just
shit to
think
shoot.
it's
They
just
are.
way too easy to get them shits, man.
Right.
Yeah, because it's
Right.
always like you said. It's about intention. But how do you measure intention?
Right.
That's the complicated thing. Okay, fine. The guns are cool, but how do you know what that person is going to use that gun for?
Right.
How do we measure that? How do we
Psyche valves,
how do we
man.
target that?
Psyche
Yeah.
valves, background checks,
And then people can lie.
certain things.
So I've heard of some places. It might have been Switzerland.
I see you guys later.
Oh, yeah, I'll see.
Later, dude. They is that like they make you get like 3 character profiles or like getting a job where they make you have to give 3 names of people who can attest to your good character.
Right,
They say,
right,
yeah,
right.
this person's stable, they deserve to have a gun, they can handle it right, they can handle the responsibility. I think that's fair.
Yeah,
I
but
think-
it's
because
like
had this
different
18-year-old had they asked 3 people around this 18-year-old
It might
kid
have
that
been a
shot up
little
the
shaky.
school, they would have been like, hell no, don't give him a gun.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah,
yo,
true.
They're like, have you seen his Facebook? Like I
Yeah.
mean, it would have been a no. So I'm like, I think maybe some things like that would help. But yeah, it's a tough thing because a lot of people in America like literally identify like guns are part of their identity.
Yeah.
It's a
For sure,
weird
yeah,
thing. It's like
that
it's
is.
more than just a gun.
And like
Bro,
an
you
attack
know
on-
what I
an
find? You
attack
know
on
what I
ownership-
find?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, what I find the funny is like people who don't have hobbies, the things they choose to identify themselves with, be
It's
the
guns.
strangest shit. Like
be guns,
it don't even be gun.
cars.
It'd be guns, cars. It'd be
That's true.
it just be weird
No, you're right.
shit.
No, you're right.
Like you'd be like, bro, this is the identity you chose. Like you're this person. Like nothing else.
You're a gun guy.
But so many people don't have any hobbies or anything to do, bro. Like so many people have no idea what they're like. They have no passions. That
No,
shit
it's
is
real.
crazy too.
That's real.
But that's random as fuck. My bad. Go
No, I
ahead.
mean no, but that's
Yeah,
that's the reality. That's what's so sad about it is that
Yeah.
like, it's just a gun, man.
Yeah.
It's just a gun. Like you said, if you want to
Any
have
sort
that
of-
to protect yourself,
Yeah.
then like have that and shut the fuck up.
Any sort of regulation on guns become like a personal attack on them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like
anything being removed is a personal
yeah, and it's like it
Right.
shouldn't be that. Now you're making me feel like you're one of the people that shouldn't have a gun if you feel attacked. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like you shouldn't
and
feel
if,
attacked.
and if
Right.
you're if you're willing to die over, they'd be willing to die over the conversation.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
and
saying.
It's like,
Yeah,
it's like
that's
you
what I'm
shouldn't be.
saying.
You
Yeah.
should.
They'd
If
be
you
ready- they'd
should.
be ready to shoot some
If
shit
you're
up.
a proud gun owner and you're well apt or whatever you want to say, if you're just very smart, if you have the sensibility of owning a gun, you should understand where the fuck people who having this conversation are coming from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You should understand that if you have the sensibility.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Especially if you got kids.
especially you got kids, bro. Come on, man. Like who in their right mind outside of the fuck niggas in the world, pedophiles, like wants to harm a child?
Right.
Yeah, essentially.
Right.
You know
No,
what
I
I'm
agree.
saying?
Innocence is a concept that registers for most
people. They
people.
might not even think they're hurting.
Exactly.
They might. Yeah. Who knows with them?
I'm healing them, delivering them.
Right. Something crazy like
Right.
Crazy shit.
But like y'all said, I think we can kind of agree that, like you said, guns in itself aren't actually the problem.
No.
It's the people holding them.
Absolutely.
Because like that's the other thing about growing up in a country place. Like, man, when I remember going to my grandpa's house and he just had a shotgun just leaning up against the door and it was loaded.
Yeah.
All the time.
Oh,
Every day, all day, every day.
And you know not to touch it.
And they made it very clear to me that you don't play with that. It's not a toy. You will die if you point that shit at somebody. Like whoever you point that at, like that's a death stick. Like they're gone. Like I said, like that's how these work. Don't touch it. Don't play with it. Like straight up. And if you make that a rule and guns are dangerous, guns are meant for this, it has a purpose. You do actually have a lot of gun safety.
Exactly.
And like the places where people have the most guns are actually where there's the least accidents.
Yeah.
Because like, you know, you grow
Except
up.
for us.
Yeah.
But yes.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Yeah.
yes.
It's in the city where it's mysterious and you hide it and you don't ever teach them about it. You keep it somewhere tucked away. So, but the day that they do find it, they do the thing where they look down the barrel of it or something.
Right.
Or they point it at someone because it's not a real dangerous
I told
thing.
my
It's not
nephew
something
about
real.
mine because
You need to. That's
yeah,
Show it to him.
yeah.
It's real. Like show like this is what it is.
Nigga, don't be stumbling upon this shit and then
That's
get
it.
curious and start
Yep.
squeezing
That's
things.
it. That's it.
No. You need to understand what this is.
Yep.
I mean, to the point of like where you have small children and like they teach you to the point where they're like, hey, look, this is it. This is where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If somebody comes in this house,
That's the only
you
time you
know
come
where it
here.
is. You
Yeah.
know what to do, and you're like, but we don't play with it. It's not a joke.
Yeah.
But if it go down and it needs and we need
another
to protect ourselves,
Yeah, this is what we're using. And this is another thing too with kids. I haven't taken my nephew to the shooting range yet because I have to go to an outdoor one. But you're supposed to let them shoot it.
Yes.
Because it's one thing to tell somebody this ain't a joke. But when they
feel it,
when a child feels and hears that bang, they're like,
mysterious and dangerous.
I
Yes.
don't want no problems.
Right,
With that.
yes.
Yeah, like it's
Like,
that's how
you
you
felt
drive
that?
it. That's how you drive the message in.
That's the
Yeah.
respect. That's the
Yeah,
respect.
that's when
Respect.
because you gotta
Respect
have
it.
respect for what this is.
You gotta respect.
Right.
first time I shot that shit hurt my hand so goddamn bad in my shoulder. I was like, shit, I don't know how they
You
do
got
it.
it. Yeah,
I
you
know.
got
You
it.
got it.
Yeah.
I was like, I need a little gun. I was like,
Yeah,
I need
yeah.
a-
This is for
But
adults,
upon like
clearly.
shooting more, and I got like a little bit more used to it, and I was just like,
but that's the thing. Yeah, but it's like, they have to have the full respect for what that tool. It's a tool.
It's a tool.
Yeah,
It's a tool.
you gotta have full respect for that tool, though.
It is a tool. At the end of the day, that's all it is. It's a tool.